over strength. So we're running with a full body routine today, and we're working for strength. I'm gonna go through each exercise, explain how I'm doing the exercise, so on and so forth. Again, this is full body, and we're working for strength. In terms of reps and sets, you can do anywhere from 4 to 10 sets, whatever is comfortable for you. Jamaica is a very busy island, so we have anywhere from 4 to 10 sets based on what you can manage. Each exercise, you want to go anywhere from 4 to 10 reps, because you want to work with weight resistance, right? If you can find that you can do these relatively easily, up the weight. So the first one, we're gonna have some dips. Now, as I'm doing the dips, as with any exercise, I want to feel the muscles that I'm using, yeah? So I'll come here. Next, we're going to jump on some pull-ups. If you can do these relatively easily, get some weights if you can. If not, then you can just do them a little bit slower, squeeze at the upper end, or just add a little more reps. What we're going to do, I'm going to have my hand like this grip, not like so, like so. Either one for you is okay. You know, if you go like so, you're probably using, not probably, but you're using more forearm muscles, but it's a good grip as well. What I'm going to be doing, I'm going to pull up, go behind, then come in front. Pull up, go behind, then come in front. Yes? Now, like I said, this routine is mainly for strength. If you're an individual that wants to gain size as well, at a high rate as well as strength, but you want to stick to the strength routine, if you want me to go a little bit deeper on that, on another video I can. Then what you can do is, as you're working the muscle, just focus on the muscle with intention. Focus and contract the muscle with intention, and that will get you the size as well as the strength. Now, working for strength doesn't mean you don't get size, but working specifically for size is different than strength, and you have individuals who want both, right? So first, each range, focus on the muscle. Each time you're contracting the muscle, feel the muscle, focus on the muscle. They will get stronger, they will get bigger. We just hit the upper body with 2 exercises in a row. Now we're going to hit the lower body with some goblet squats, and our heels are going to be elevated. However, the heels are not going to be elevated because we're going to be resting them on something. We're going to keep our heels elevated ourselves. So as we're going through the goblet squat, you're keeping your heels off the floor intentionally. I'm going to step a little bit distance from the camera so you can see my full body. So when I'm here with the resistance, my heels are off the ground, I go down, I come up. Now, please remember, anytime you're squatting, doing any kind of squat motions, unless, well, let me put it this way. You want your knees going in the same direction as your toes. Meaning, if I'm doing a squat here, right? If my toes are pointing forward, I don't want my knees going out. If my toes are pointing forward, I want my knees going forward. You understand? So wherever your toes are pointed, you want your knee coming over your toe. So if I'm doing a sumo squat, and my toes are pointed outward, of course my knees are going to go over my toes. But anytime you're doing any kind of squat motion, always make your knees go over your toes, because you know that's best for your physiology, right? That's how your body best works with itself. If you're pressing weight, pressing load, and your knee is not over your toe, then you have a whole lot of room for injury. So here we go. As you're going down with the squat, make sure your knees go over your toes as you bend. Don't bring your knees to the side. Yes? And we're going to keep the heels elevated ourselves. So I'm here. And again, every exercise is done with intention. At this point, a lot of you guys might be asking, where are the core exercises? Today, we are working the core indirectly. Those last goblet squats, you're supposed to, if you're doing it correctly, you're feeling the core there because of how the weight is offset and how you have to control the weight. And depending on the weight you use, if it's relatively heavy for you and your body really has to control it, you're using your core a lot there. This one here, using your chest and your arms mainly, but it's also going to work the core equally, and I'm going to show you. And then this last one. So we're not working the core directly today, we're working the core indirectly. However, that does not mean that your core doesn't get any less work today. You understand? There's still a tremendous amount of load on your core, and your core is still going to greatly improve in terms of strength from these exercises. This is a full body routine. So here, this is what we have, right? Boom. We have a weight. Whatever you choose, whatever is comfortable for you. You're gonna have it in one hand. I have a bit of an incline on the bench. I don't know if you can see it, maybe not, but there's a bit of an incline. I set the bench up here. What I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be pressing the weight on one side. As I'm pressing the weight on one side, I'm focusing on the side that's pressing the weight with intention. Yes? So here, allow the weight to stretch before you press it. Now, as well, if you can learn to breathe as you're keeping your core tight while you exercise, that's going to greatly improve your benefits as well. You're going to be able to connect to your muscles much faster. You're going to be able to control the exercises much faster. Even exercises where you're explosive, you still want to be able to control the exercise, right? That's where the true strength comes from. Not from things going haphazardly, but from the control. Let's get into this last exercise. So, again, the name of the game here is control. This weight is relatively heavy. I'm going to be doing a sumo deadlift. My intention is not to allow my back to raise before the rest of my body. So, as I turn my toes out, and as I lift, I don't want to lift my butt first and then my upper body. What I really want to do is come straight up perfectly. Bracing the core, controlling the movement, focusing on the movement, and executing the movement with precision. That's really where we get the most gains from. You're going to be able to build that strength, put in the time. The strength is going to come. Do everything correctly, make sure your body is in proper alignment, focus on the movement. Let's get into this one. Again, this one is heavy. It's not too heavy to where it's going to give me much of an issue, but it's heavy enough where using the correct form is going to give me a serious challenge. Right? I can just lift this with improper form and it's not a problem. But the moment I keep my form as clean as possible, becomes a different type of challenge. Trying not to let my butt raise before the rest of my body. And that's where I get most of the challenge. It's not that the weight is extremely heavy. The weight is heavyweight, 225. It's not that the weight is extremely heavy. It's executing with the form and focusing on the form as much as possible. I did 4 reps, and when I tell you, I'm feeling every single muscle fiber in my legs, right? That's the routine for today. Those 5 exercises, in terms of sets, 4 to 10, whatever you can do, but at least 4. In terms of reps, 4 to 9, whatever you can do, but at least 4. If you're trying to improve on strength, intensity. Intensity can come from increased resistance or doing a movement more explosively, right? So if you want to use this routine for muscular endurance, no problem, then just up the reps. You don't need the resistance, except for the one on the bench there. But if you're working for strength, as am I, up the weight, keep that intensity, get your rest time in between so you can hit each set, with your full force, and execute.